Today we're going to be looking at an octopus. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and hi to my new subscribers, thank you for joining me. First of all, apologies for the lack of videos over the last couple of weeks. Simple reason is I've just been very unwell. I'm doing a lot better. I'm still not completely back to full functioning, but almost there. But we'll talk more about that later. But I just wanted to start with an apology for that. I hadn't deserted you, I promise. So today we're going to be looking at this little fella, little octopus, and it's for charity. No great surprise to me, but it's not Woolly Hugs this time. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different. It's something I stumbled across on Facebook, like you do. So the charity that this is for is called Octopus for Preemie UK. They're a group on Facebook. I will obviously link everything down in the description box for the Facebook group and everything. Now, within the group, the Facebook group, there are files with all the patterns that you're meant to use. Now, the only thing with this group is that they have very strict criteria for very good reasons as to what materials you can use, what size your finished product is, even as far as what your stuffing is. So you need to make sure that you check the files within the Facebook group. Make sure you use the patterns that they have on there, the free patterns. They have patterns in both UK and US terms, so you know, if you're like me in the UK and you use US terms, then obviously it works, vice versa. I do know, for those of you that are in the United States or elsewhere, I know that for a fact that the United States do have an equivalent version of the group, so you'd need to go and obviously find that. I haven't got that to hand, unfortunately, but there is a similar project in the US. So the project basically is these octopus are given to premature babies, and they've been I think they have to go for certain, depends on how ill the premature baby is, but the general principle is that they've got something to comfort them, and the tentacles are basically designed to be like the umbilical cord, so it gives the baby comfort, and obviously if they're comforted, they're more likely to respond to treatment, and you know, good therapeutic use basically. So one of the criteria is that you cannot use acrylic because there are tiny fibres. The fibres can wrap around tiny fingers and toes, and a child has even lost a toe because of a fibre that was on a booty on its foot. So you do have to be careful to make sure you use only 100% cotton yarn. Now the patterns they use, they call for full ply cotton, which is very, very thin. The only full ply I had was in black, and I didn't really feel that was an appropriate colour, obviously. So I've actually used a DK 100% cotton. I'll show you the yarns in a second and everything. The features I've put on are DK yarn as well, and that's the 4-ply that I was just referring to. So the octopus itself is very simple to make. It's a very simple working in the round, increase, a few straight rows, decrease, and then the tentacles. It's alright, it's been a couple of weeks since I made this, so I'm trying to you do a chain of I think the original pattern said 50, but obviously it depends what size yarn you're using. So but the tentacles stretched out can only be between 16 and 22 centimetres when they're fully obviously stretched out. The head can only be between 6 and 9 centimetres. So what I had to do with the pattern was I was taking constant measurements because I was aware I was using a bigger yarn than obviously the 4-ply. So I cut some of the middle rows out, so mine was mainly increased increasing and then decreasing. A lot of them you'll see on the Facebook page are actually a lot longer bodied than mine. They look quite a lot slimmer, and that's for that simple reason that I had to cut the size down. The size is the most important thing. Now I know in the last few days they've put a new post up saying they're actually they want some that are even smaller, so I don't know if that's going to be completely the new criteria or not. I haven't fully investigated that, just simply because I've not been well. So you will need to make sure you read the files, talk to people in the group, and when you have your first attempt, ooh, I've gone very blurry. Hello. I see you out there. There we go. Right, well, we're still slightly blurry. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Apologies. Anyway. Why is that not... There we go. Hello. Did you miss me? Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Yeah, so you do need to check the files just to make sure you're getting the right measurements, the right yarn. There are recommended yarns in the group and stuff. So the stuffing you also have to stuff firmly, but it's got to have enough that it's got give, and it needs to be washable at 60 degrees and tumble dryable as well, so you need to be careful what stuffing you use. So what did I use? So oh, I'm saying so a lot, aren't I? Sorry about that. So there we go. So you can tell I'm out of practice, can't you? The for the head, no, which way round was it? For the head, trying to remember, the head has to be very, very tightly tight stitches, very tight stitches. So the recommended hook size is 2mm, which obviously, as you can see, is teeny tiny. My first time using a 2mm as far as I can recall. The tentacles you're allowed to go a little bit bigger, and so that was a 3mm hook. So the yarn I've used, obviously for the main bulk of it, is actually yarn that Kim sent me, which is Blue Cherub 82. I will link her channel down below. And it's Jarrell King cotton, 100% cotton. They're based in Bradford, obviously in the UK. The colour is natural. There's not a lot of details on the ball band, unfortunately, so that's the yarn. And that's the details there. It's nice yarn to work with. It did split a little bit, but I think that's primarily because I was using such a tiny hook. For the face features, which obviously is just black. Now, this actually is a 4-ply yarn, and it's Patons or Patterns, or however you know. I don't think anyone really knows how to pronounce that. I always say Patons, so you have to forgive me if I'm wrong. This was yarn that Sian from Sian's Crafty Corner sent me. Again, it's 100% cotton. It's 4-ply. It's a 100-gram ball, as was the other one. And the colour, sorry, it's got a bit of tape over it. The colour was 1712. So that's the yarn there. And that's the colour. So, just to give you an idea of the difference between a DK and a 4-ply. There we go. Oh, not doing that terribly well. As you can see, hopefully you can see, the 4-ply is about half the size of a DK. Roughly. It's not obviously an exact thing, so it is a lot thinner. So the 4-ply is what you're supposed to use, but obviously I only had the black, and I just didn't feel that was an appropriate colour when there's a baby fighting for its life and you don't know what the outcome's going to be. So that's what I've done. So some of the people in the Facebook group are using the, and I'd never heard of this, and in fact I didn't actually find out about it until after I'd finished mine, to use the yarn under technique. That was something that was new to me. I don't know how many of you may have heard of it, but basically instead of the yarn going over your hook, let me see if I can just, why can you never find the end when you need it? So when you're crocheting, obviously your yarn goes over the hook like that. With the yarn under method, when you hook it, you're pulling it, oh dear, this is really awkward trying to do it back to front. You're pulling it from that direction rather than that direction, if that makes, I hope that makes sense anyway. And apparently that is supposed to make your stitches tighter. Now I didn't do that in mine, simply because I didn't know that was a thing. They inspect every octopus before it gets sent out. They get put in special packaging. They're given washing instructions to each parent that receives one, and each octopus is individually checked by the people that run the charity. The reason being is obviously they don't want anything that's got fibres coming out of it that could choke a child, could wrap around teeny tiny fingers and toes, and obviously cause all sorts of problems potentially. So I've got to send this off for mine to be checked to see whether it's the right size, whether they're happy with how small my stitches are. I have no idea what they're going to say, and then they will give you feedback, tell you whether it's the right size, what was right, what was wrong with it, whether it's passed or not. If it's passed, it will go to a premature baby that obviously needs it. If it fails, what they do is they give it to parents who have got angel babies that are premature. So regardless of whether it passes or not, it does go to a good home, and even if it fails, it will go to a premature baby that's passed away. So to obviously as a comfort to the baby and to obviously the parents. I think it goes without saying really, doesn't it? So basically for the whole, sorry I've got bad back today, the whole pattern is using single crochets, that's US terms, or UK double crochets. I still have to think about that because I'm more of a US term kind of girl. And that's basically all there is to it. It's a little bit of sewing. You can choose on the underneath, mine's not terribly neatly done, but you can, there's 3 different options for how to do the bottom of the octopus, and for the tentacles as well, as to how you join them. I went for option 3 on the pattern for those of you that do decide to go do it. I found the most easy, and I just sewed up the bottom. You can actually crochet a separate piece and stitch it on so it's completely flat. I sewed it up because my sewing skills aren't too bad as a general rule of thumb. Yeah, so that's it. So that octopus will be going off hopefully in the next week or 2 when I can get down to the post office, because our post office around the corner has been shut, so I have to go a bit further, so I have to kind of make it more of a planned trip than I was doing before. Yeah, so there is my little octopus. I just kept the features fairly simple. It's just easier to sew that way. Yeah, so I quite like it. I think I would have preferred, I need to go through all my stash because I have been sent so many lovely yarns, so many people, and I need to kind of organise my stash so that I can find stuff. But this was the one colour that was on hand, but I thought, hey, it's good for unisex, isn't it? But I'd like to do some pink or blue or something. But yeah, so that's my little octopus who has no name. Yeah, so jogging the tripod's not a good thing. Not very professional, is it? Sorry about that. I'm not doing very well today. I'm so out of practice. It's amazing. A couple of weeks makes so much difference. So that's it for the craft bit. So I hope you're all doing well. One thing I do want to give a shout out to, for those of you that aren't aware, I've sort of tried to message as many people as I can think of, but my brain's been a bit muddled the last couple of weeks. So if I've missed anyone off, I do apologise. It's purely accidental. On Instagram there is a company called The Little Box of Crochet. They're a company based in the UK who do I think it's monthly subscriptions, and they're basically little mini crochet kits, and they do things like cup cozies and, you know, small projects basically. I think it's about £12 a month. I have looked at it, but it's just not something I can afford at the minute. Anyway, the lady that runs the company has a young daughter who very sadly has a brain tumour, and they're basically now in the end stages of her life. She doesn't have very much longer to live. Obviously nobody knows for sure how long, but yeah, so the little girl has requested that her coffin be covered in crochet flowers. So her mum has reached out to our community and is asking for us all to make some flowers and post them to her. Now Lucie has, Lucie Coates, who's one of my friends and fellow YouTubers, has done a video about that very recently. So I'm going to link Lucie's video down below about it. She's got all the address and everything, so if you want to see a bit more about that, that's basically, she's pretty much saying the same thing as me, but she's done quite an emotional video. It's very sweet, bless her. So yeah, if you would like to do a flower, I think they are taking them internationally. Obviously it potentially is going to be time constrained, so if you're sort of in the US or further afield, she's based in the UK, so you need to be mindful that you would need to get the flowers off ASAP, and you probably need to fast track them to be there obviously in time. If you do a tag on Instagram, take a photo of what you've made and tag oh gosh, what was it? Oh, I should have checked this before I turned the camera on. So unprofessional. Bear with me 1 second while I look it up. And the tag is hashtag a flower for Jenny. I wanted to make sure I got that right, so sorry for that. That's the Instagram post there. That's what the actual post looks like with the yarn. Explaining her situation. Yes, so I don't think it says how old her daughter is, but there is the address attached there. I'll put the address down below. I will link Lucie's video as well. So if you want to join in with that, I just think our community is just so amazing and so giving and loving, and it would just be wonderful if we could all contribute. So if you're able to even just make one flower, will make a difference, and send it. Wouldn't it be amazing to have her coffin draped in crochet flowers? So that, wouldn't it be lovely? And I think it'd be a big comfort to her mum and dad as well. So I'm getting a bit emotional now. See what you mean, Lucie? So yeah, so please give that a thought and potentially contribute. Yeah, so that's it for today. Apologise for any background noise. Our doorbell's just gone, and the washing machine's on the background. Unfortunately, I'm trying to catch up on everything, and life's very busy at the minute. I don't know what the next video is going to be, but I have a lot to share. I'm working on a Shaun the Sheep, which was a kit I bought from Purple Linda. I've got 3 yarn hauls from Jan Carruthers, from Grace, and from Pearl to come. I finished one of my virus blankets as well, the yellow one, so that's to come. So I've got quite a few bits and bobs to show you. I don't know what order I'm going to do them in, so we'll be surprised at all of us, won't it? Yeah, and yeah, so as far as my health's concerned, I'm doing a lot better. I'm still not 100%, so I'll try and get as many videos up as I can. Just can't guarantee how quickly they'll be. Yeah, my mum's still poorly. Poorly but stable, I think is the best way to put it. Yeah, life's just been hectic as always. Chip, for those of you wondering, because Chip hasn't been in my videos, those of you new to the channel, Chip is one of my 2 cockatiels. She's the female, she's tamed. The boy, Billy, is not. Chip has been in some of my previous videos. Unfortunately, she's a prolific egg layer, and right now she's sitting on eggs. So that's why she's very quiet. You can't even hear her chirping because she's just quietly sitting there at the bottom of the cage on her eggs, bless her. So I'm hoping to get her in a video soon, but whether she'll cooperate with me, because every time I put her in front of the camera she goes no. So yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else to tell you. Probably loads, but got mind blanks at the minute. I've been very tired because I've had a terrible cough, kind of a flu thing basically. Terrible cough, sore throat. Sore throat still hasn't gone, but the cough's died down, which is why I'm now able to record, because before I just couldn't talk for more than 5 minutes without coughing. So hopefully over the next week will get better. So I'll try and do another video at the weekend, all being well. I'm just not guaranteeing it, so just please bear with me in the interim. You know what it's like when you're just trying to get over a bug. I'm just trying to get the stamina back up. So yeah. Oh, I got a new bed that I sleep on, because I sleep on a fold-up bed, and my old bed had been broken for about 1.5 years and just wasn't sleeping very well. Just got a new bed last night, so hopefully I'll be less tired. I won't be going, oh, I'm tired all the time in videos. I just want to say, for those of you that do invaders, I've been really enjoying them. Sorry if I've missed any of them. I've been trying to comment on as many as I can, but there's been so many. I've been trying to watch everybody keep up. But it's been good. I've been really enjoying them, especially yours, Jan. I've been really enjoying Jan's and Erin's of Gimme Yarns 418s, and Esmeralda's God Rocks. I can't remember, she's got some numbers after it. I think it's 2017, something like that. I don't know, she'll correct me. But yeah, thank you for everyone that's commented on my last video. I haven't got around to replying yet, but that is on the cards in the next couple of days. And thank you for everyone that said they want a shout out. I still intend to do that video. So if you're a channel under 200 subscribers and you would like a shout out, please let me know in the comments section below, and I'll add you to my list, because I just want to help other channels that are sort of in their infancy and struggling a little bit, because shout outs were what really helped my channel grow to the point where it has so far. Yeah, and this is over 22 minutes long, so I'm going to end there because it's going to take forever to upload. So I hope you're all well, or if you're not well, get well soon. And so until next time, remember to stay well, happy crafting, and remember to stay true to yourself. Bye.